Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City Skylines 2, where today is a really exciting one because I've done something in between episodes that is either genius or absolutely foolish, and we'll get onto that in just a moment. But today, we are going to hopefully solve some of the future issues that we're going to start seeing with all of our utilities. Basically, I want to create a utility area to handle a bit of garbage, water and sewage, and hopefully some power as well. Now, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. But things are looking pretty interesting now. I've purposely avoided to show you a certain area. And, right, this is going to be interesting, okay? Now, before you come at me in the comment section, I need to explain this before I do show you. So you guys know that roundabout with the trains going across it that keeps having backlog issues in rush hour? And my thought process was, I think it's time I build a new junction, but I didn't want to build a new junction because I liked the idea of it being awkward and being built for, you know, the demand rather than a purpose-built intersection. You know what I mean? Basically, I needed to create a brand new four-way intersection, right, which is just down here. And I didn't want to build a proper one because I like the charm of having it built for the needs. You see where I'm going with this? So what I'm saying is, I've built a four-way interchange, but I haven't done a traditional one. I've done one with a bit more pizzazz, a bit more charm. Right, Sinek, stop stalling right now. Show us. Right, fine. I will show you. Look at this. Look at this. You're probably thinking, what in the world is that, Sediak? I am about to have a heart attack right now. This looks an absolute mess. I'll be honest with you right now. It's not. It's actually really, really efficient. So, my issues with what I created previously was in certain rush hour times, in certain directions, the vehicle's backlog, and it was mainly kind of going from here and then back again because going straight over to the job area, they had to go around the roundabout and stop and start. So what I've done was, and this is what I kind of wanted to do. So I built it off camera because I didn't want you guys to sit through the pain and torture of me designing this. But basically, these were my parameters. I needed to make it where no matter what direction you're coming from and wherever you're going, you have 90%, right, uninterrupted road journey. So no stopping, no starting. Worst case, you have to merge onto a lane, but only very minimal. That was my first parameter. My second parameter was I didn't want it to look like a traditional intersection because I wanted to have the charm being remained, and I wanted it to feel like an interchange was built, and then as demand grew, the interchange adapted for the demand, and in doing so, you have an unorthodox design. Those are my two parameters, and this is what I come up with. Now, I'll show you exactly how it works. So, for example, if you're coming from this direction, like this car is here, you've got three directions in which you can travel in. Left, straight ahead, and right. So for these guys coming this way, right is turning right here, going down, merging onto this lane, and then off you go down the highway. Straight ahead is literally straight ahead. And then going left for these guys is going up here, going round, and then joining onto this to skedaddle. Nice, right? Nice. Now, I've integrated a few little areas and few roads for different directions. So if you're coming from this way, right, going straight ahead means you just stay on this. Sweet. Going left and right, you got to do both at a right turn. Right lane to merge with this direction to go right. Underground tunnel that pops up there for going left. And then in this direction, straight ahead is obviously straight ahead. Left and right, you do a right. Right for right. And then straight ahead here, bending round onto this very interesting 3-lane connection there. Which pretty much then brings them round. Off they go. And then obviously the last direction coming down straight ahead is straight ahead. Left and right, you turn off to the right. Left is a little bit long-winded for those guys, but it's still capable. And then right is just simply right. So I think it has a bit of charm. I think it's a little bit different. I don't like building these big infrastructures in small areas like this. I feel like this is perfect for the vibe of Woodville. What do you guys think? Now, you could argue there's going to be some issues down the road, especially with like the merging in. I've kind of let it simulate for a few days in game and seen where some issues do lie. And I've bulked up 2 lanes here because there was a few little stop and starts. But for the most part, everything looks pretty good. It all flows nice. And I'll show you guys in rush hour how it looks as well, which is also pretty good. Now, in doing so, I've also had to rejig all the train lines because the train lines came over in a big Y formation. So what I've done was, this one on the right went up and over in that way. I've made that one go underground, and it pops up just there. In it goes. And then I've doubled up on the lines here that go past the industrial area, as that one then connects this way. So I've still got my V. It's just one's hidden underground. I've got another line there, so it doesn't share too much of the industrial line, and I made that a little bit longer, so multiple trains can wait on it if there is a bit more demand at a certain time. Things are looking pretty good. So if I fast forward then, we'll wait for the morning rush hour. Now, the only traffic issues I'm now getting, now I say this, and watch me get traffic right now as I'm recording, is over here. And that's because, right, there's singular lanes to get them onto this road. They could really do with bulking up because they kind of get stuck on the roundabout because they're all trying to filter into the one singular lane. Which is not a problem, but when you got the mass amount of traffic that is trying to get out of that area, it generally can become a little bit of a problem. But this works out really well. This actually does work out really well. And the main point was to have uninterrupted routes. So, you know, there's minimal stopping and starting, borderline no stopping and starting for a lot of them, which then means the traffic can consistently keep flowing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, before you come out again saying this is looking terrible, just remember my parameters. I didn't want it to look natural. I want it to look like it had been adapted over the years for the demands. You see what I mean? I think I've managed to do that. It's a bit crazy, but I live in Birmingham in the UK. If you don't know about Birmingham in the UK, Google the Spaghetti Junction, okay? That's the infrastructure I'm used to. So I think the demand's now starting to pick up a little bit for the vehicles flowing through. It's not quite rush hour just yet, but yeah, no problemo. And the trains as well are doing absolutely fantastic. So while we wait then for a bit of rush hour to arrive, today we're going to be focusing on some of our utilities. Now, when it comes to our utilities, power, we're kind of okay, but we could do with actually building a proper power plant. Maybe solar would be the way to go forward. Who knows? Water and sewage. Now, water availability is, oh my goodness me, my consumption's so high. I think, right, what's happening right now is, I think and I believe we are importing from outside of the region, which we are. But weirdly, our fees... Oh, but then again, we got our service fee up, which that kind of makes sense. And how is garbage looking? So we've got the processing capabilities of garbage, but the reason I want to rejig it is because this big industrial waste processing plant is ruining, right, guys, the forestry area. And eventually I can see that it's slowly expanding over sycamore woods and polluting those guys. So I've come up with the idea. I'm going to move it all to this vicinity just here. I'm going to widen the river and make an inlet and a proper basin for the water kind of, you know, treatment kind of area. Integrate and move the waste industrial processing site over there so the pollution goes over the lake. No one lives there. Sorry, fishies. Sorry right now. And see if we can integrate some form of power capabilities as well. Now, that is going to take a lot of work. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but it should future-proof Woodville in general. Now, how are we looking? So my brand new cargo train terminal here, station, sorry, is doing fantastic. I think we need to bulk up the line here because it's a single lane. it means a train waiting has to wait there before it can kind of go in. So let me just see if I can upgrade this first and foremost. And where would it be best to kind of do it? We're going to have to anarchy it, obviously. Right. What? I'm going to... Hold on, boys. Hold on right now. It's not even a bridge format. All right, keep this going. So by doing this, the train then will be able to wait to there. So press play. That train can now come in, and it will wait here, rather than on the main line, for this train then to leave. So once this train's got the green light to go, which I'm not sure what it's doing. Hello? Are you going to leave? I'm not quite sure what's going on right now, but you can leave now. Oh, there we go. Now it leaves, and then that train comes in. Glorious, glorious. Right, you can see the little bit of backlog I've got. This is the only backlog I'm now facing, because they're trying to merge into this lane here, because that's the only single lane now going out. But for the most part, this now flows absolutely wonderful. But we mainly had the backlog when they were coming back from work. That's when we mainly had it. It always is a stop at the roundabout down here. So, yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It flows. It does the purpose. It looks very unordinary, but it does the purpose. And I really like it. I really, really do. I really do. But we do have to solve this backlog here, which I've got an idea for this. And that is to bulk up this road here into a two-laner as they then merge in. And that would mean then integrating this lane that turns right to also go ahead with an asymmetrical road. So I think it might be too late, too soon kind of scenario. But let me just see what I can quickly do here with this. So if I'm to upgrade you as part of this road here. So just give me a second. And let's say I did the... because that would also create a choke point there, which we've got to be a bit careful about. But with the move it tool now, can I... oh, no. So I kind of need to integrate this with it. What's the best way to do this? So there's a node there. There's a node there. Can I move these over? Okay, that was pretty simple. Right, so what it then does, it means that people in the right lane can also go straight ahead. Which I'm hoping then that means people coming from this way stay in the right lane. So does that change much? And it should then allow the vehicles to flow out a bit better, which it does. Like I was saying, it might create a choke point just there. But are they able to flow out a little bit better now? It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to figure out if it happens or not. But then putting more vehicles on that means it puts more vehicles pressure on this. So I think that might be the way to do it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we had the same issue coming back in as well. But this feels like it could work. It is a bit more flowy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the next day when they initially start coming out. So there we go. Infrastructure improvements. Right, okay, so let's focus on this industrialized utility area. Now, there's a couple of things I want to place down then. So I want to do water stuff, which the advanced pumping station needs to be connected to water, which is why I want to build a little bit of a basin. Now, this extracts water from lakes and rivers, which, like I said, we're going to create a little basin area, and pumps it into the network, but it can't do sewage stuff. So that's where we would then need a water treatment plant, or we can go for the Japanese one. It doesn't really matter. So we'll first start with that then, because that will probably then set up or kind of dictate the road layouts. So I won't sort the inlet out just here at the minute. We'll kind of then build the basin to begin with. So let's go for this level. This is on level right now. And where I might just kind of create a rectangle-ish. So if I grab that level and then just bring this down. So this will be... oh, do you know what I could have done? I could have used the roads to create the perfect square. Yeah. Is there a water source here before I do anything? No, it is literally coming in from that area. Right, hold on. Let me get a dirt... No, let me get an alley-style road. And we will build... Right, get rid of anarchy, get rid of that. We will build coming down here. Right. I'll go up to there. And let me... I'm just going to anarchy this completely. There to there. So I've got the perfect rectangle right there. We will widen that as well. And I'll probably get rid of that little bit of extra lake section. Now, if I upgrade the road just here... Or not. Fine. Right, cover all of you. And then go right into all the little nooks and crannies. Nice, 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 nice. And then making sure we got right into the edges. Very good, very good. And then that is my little basin area. Now, I can delete the road, but let me just first sort out this little section. So can I now finally upgrade you? I'm not sure what's going on with this bit here. Right, put that there, and then bring the road in. And then just fine-tune it. Now, I've got to get rid of all the trees, so what's the best way to get rid of all the trees? Increase the strength. There we go, just get rid of all the trees in here. And do you reckon we should make it slightly deeper? I suppose it's all dependent on how much water it sucks up. But do you reckon that needs to be a little bit deeper? Or is the bridge stopping the water coming in, is the question. Right, there we go. Let me just quickly... Two that way. Two that way. Delete, delete. Widen this now. Or do you reckon we're okay with that length? Okay, we'll see. We'll see, boys. We'll see right now. So if I was to put the building here, then I think we still got to get rid of the road, don't we? Because it's got to be switched around. But, right. Where would be the best positioning for it? At the very end. Kind of going in might be a good idea. So let me just build it here for a second, just so I can work out where the edge of the road needs to go. So if that was to run, I think it might be just here. So switch it round to go on this side. Now, I'll put it there. And is that enough? You know what? I like the fact that we've still got the road in there. Is that enough? I might actually move it fully up here. And then if I need to add a second one in the future, I can. Oh, that's pretty smart, isn't it? Now, is there any upgrades to this you got to add on to it? No. Okay. Okay. We've got a start. We actually have a start right now. Now, how big are my next building? So that's a pretty decent sized building that I'm going to implement over in this side. I also need to get sewage water treatment plant. There's two variations, but I think we're going to go for this one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this one actually has connections. You know what I mean? So, do I put it directly on this and make it integrated part of it? Potentially. I'm going to bring the road out just there. And I'm going to make this. Where do I make it connect? Right, if I picked a random spot here, for example. And if I had that now. So if I brought this out to here, and if I did a bend, 48 by 48. Right. Hold on. Hold on. And then bend that in. Right. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. So that integrates us into this area. And then if I place down my water treatment plant... So I might have to... Oh, if I'm not mistaken, you can set this back a little bit and then build all around it. Right, this might take a few attempts here. Right, I think it's 4 back, or is it 2? No, all right, let me just put it there. Right, this might be a few attempts right now. So put you there. So if I integrated you... Okay, no, it's 1 back. But I might take it a bit further back anyway, so delete you. Because I can build a perimeter road going around it then at that point. So if I take it to here instead. Right. Right, this is going to be interesting. So bam, just there. Now, we've got advanced filtering systems. We also have extra processing units. So... one is the purification rate. One is the sewage treatment. So, if we place... Are they the same size? Yeah. If I place you there, and then implemented... You would go there, you would go there... You would go there, and you would go here. Okay? Right. Let's now get the perimeter road going around it. I like doing perimeter roads. Don't know if you guys noticed. And then if I need to add more on, I can do it after the roads. Right. And then I'll do an entry point there, and I'll do an entry point just... Oh, hello. Just there. Right. Nice. See, that already looks pretty good already, doesn't it? It already does look pretty good. So there's room there for a second one of these. Do I just throw it in and, like, be done with it? Do you know what? I'm gonna do it. What are we hanging about for? There's no need to hang about. Let's just drop it in. I now have 2 situated. So that's water and that's sewage taken care of. Now I need to build up these areas around here for a bit of garbage and figuring out where I can put like a power plant of some sorts. So let me just get the power first connected, which would be on the roads. Now at some point in the future, we will have to do a different method for transporting the power. Right, why is the power not connected? Oh. Oh. Okay. How's this gonna work? I don't know where I'm taking it to after this point. Right, take it down to there for 1. Obviously bring it this way. Is that enough? Well, that connects that way into there. That at least connects down to there. And... yeah. The train lines do the rest for us, don't they? They really do. So that is a bulky area. Now, these do provide quite a bit of jobs. I don't know if this one provides jobs. Yeah, 130. So people can now work here. So obviously car parks will be pretty handy for us. But let me just focus on getting the other stuff now done. Now, we've got to reposition the industrial waste processing site. But when it comes to power, I like the idea of a solar farm. Now, a solar farm, oh my goodness me, I didn't realize the size of a solar farm. I did not know that that was going to be the size of it. Holy mother of God. Right, if I integrate it there, that would work. And how much power does it provide? Up to 200 megawatts, which would definitely see us through for some time. Holy smokes, that's ridiculous in size, but I absolutely love it at the same time. Right. Bring you... Should we build it off here then? I think so. So where's the center point? Do we know? Let's just say it's there. I don't think it is there, but we'll call it there anyway. We will call it there. Build my perimeter. Even though it's technically looking like it's already got one. Right, there we go. Damn! And that itself provides 32 jobs. So I'm gonna have to hook up this then to the main power line. So underground power line connection. Bam. And oh, it's only got to connect to here, which is good. Now I don't think, I mean, that means we can sell it, but I don't think we have any transformer stations to kind of convert it, apart from it running on main lines. Now that line, that piece of power line here is very bright. I mean, I suppose they're all pretty bright. But can I integrate a transformer station somewhere to kind of combat it all? I think for now, no. I'll do it when the demand is there. Right, this is glorious, this little area. I love the shine on the water, you know, on the little reservoir. Look at that there. I love it. So there is a few upgrades we can add to this. There is the high voltage substation. There's a new power line. We've already got one, don't need a second one yet. Advanced tracking, which adds more power to it, and backup batteries as well. So pretty good. Pretty good all round, but I don't think we'll need any of those upgrades for quite some time. That's all I'm going to throw out there right now. So, garbage is the next one. It is the next one. Now that produces a lot of pollution. There is other variations. I could also place down recycling centers, but I just want to reposition this. Now, that's a nice space there, but I'll save that for something else. Here is pretty much where I want it to go. So if I bring a road coming off this area then, so if I bring it to about there and then just go across, I'm not sure how big I've got to build it, but I'm going to reposition you to here. And then build a beautiful perimeter. And then we're now back in business. It means I've got this now open. Not quite sure now what to do with that. Do I just kill it all off and then allow this to become all forestry? Probably most likely that will be the better thing to do, right? Yeah, so let me now delete this whole road. And then we reconfigure this. There we go. And there's some power or pipes underneath, right? Get rid of them. All good. So hopefully that pollution now dies down and the trees grow back. Fingers crossed. And this now puts its air pollution over the water instead. Right, that's quite a big area, isn't it? That is now quite a big area. So in reality, I can now get rid of the original sewage producer, which is this outlet over here. That can now go. And then get rid of its pipe. And then we can finally stop dropping poop into the water. That would be good. And then I could get rid of the old little water tower and stuff dotted around, but I kind of like them at the minute. And I kind of like the wind turbines, so we'll keep those all in, because they're part of the charm. I'd just rather get rid of the sewage. That's the big one. That is the big one. So we've missed the rush hour coming back on the evening, which is... That's fine, but I think we're all good, boys. I think there's no issues now moving forward. I think a train did get caught there and stuck. I'm not too sure if that was true or not. I'm not too sure. I don't know also as well whether to kind of make a little cut in just here to solve a lot of pain and headache. Or make my cargo do the old switch further up. So just watching this now, you're moving. You're going out. It's a bit of kerfuffle. It is a little bit of kerfuffle right now, but they're able to manage it. No. They didn't like that because that one wants to go straight down. So I'm thinking here we do a... We have to anarchy this. Which should hopefully shortcut that one not having to go down this way. Because it gets caught up with and on that junction. That's what we're hoping for anyway. We can utilize that. See, that one now comes in. It still has to use the station as the stopping point. But we can now go out a different direction. It gives us an alternative option. Yeah, it does give us an alternative option there to kind of navigate the trains around. Right, that's better. I think that's what we needed. That is definitely what we needed. Right, we need to sort out some car parks then, don't we? Because there's going to be a lot of workers in this vicinity. Public transport wouldn't be amiss as well. But let's integrate some car parking. I mean, they can park at the buildings. But yeah, let's drop down some car parks. What am I waiting for here? Come on, boy. So, what style of car park is the question? And how big do we go? A little bit too big, those. Just a tad bit too big. Hasn't got to be anything massive. Or anything ridiculous. But I would like something that kind of fits in nice. We do have multi-level and all that kind of stuff. I do have the ability to build underground. Might be a little bit overkill. Oh, I do one either side there. And of course we charge 15 big ones. And obviously I want to finish off the area. Couple of trees dotted around. Place it on the buildings. You got some green spots, we drop a tree. That's how it works, unfortunately. That's literally how it works. Right, how many people work here? So there's a lot of employees here as well. So we'll incorporate a decent-sized car park. Okay, a bit too big. We could, you know what, we could get away with that one if then I did the road going up here and across there. That does cover these little areas here with paving, but I'll drop a few trees down anyway for a bit of car parking. Now we get 64 in both of these, and we get 32 over there. So I don't know if I'll need the car parking spots on this one, or if I integrate a car park here that can be used by all three buildings. That's probably the way we should go about it. So I could do that. Ooh, anything I could squeeze in the middle, or maybe See, this is a tricky one now. Oh, what is this one here? The medium single row? We'll do it either side. Oh, nice. Nice, okay. Run some trees down either side here. The worst thing with solar panels is shadow. So, you know, you don't want many trees around it. So, ease up on the trees around the solar panels. Right, we have some parking facilities dotted around. Now, I could add more trees in. There's nothing stopping me. So if I turn the anarchy off and reduce the brush strength, increase the brush size, and then that should theoretically just add in a few trees around in general. There we go. Okay, I'm quite happy with how that area has now turned out. Not sure how I feel about these car parks now, more looking at them. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to change my mind on these. I'll get rid of these rows of trees there. I'm going to change my mind on these because what I'm going to do instead is we're going to pick the center road here. I'm not too sure how far we're going to push it up. But I'm going to reposition you there and reposition you there. So, oh, delete. Didn't mean to delete that, but there we go. Alright, do that instead. Feels a bit better for me anyway. Oh. Got the damn anarchy on again, haven't I? The bane of my life. Right, anarchy on. Single trees. Right. It's a bit better, that. It's now a bit better. So, it'll probably be some time before we start seeing... Oh, no. Actually, no. We've already got cars parking over here. Same over there as well. So, very good. Right. Fast forward then. That should handle all of our utilities for quite some time. And we've got enough space around to extend or add on to the area. And then I think we'll probably then look towards building a community or something over in this area. A little bit further out the way. Just to make sure that we're on top of things. Right, and that little basin, I don't think I need to add any more water to it. It seems to be okay at the moment. Time will tell. Time will tell right now. So, morning rush hour is about to start again. Very good, very good, very good. Which I'm hoping we can now funnel out more vehicles faster. We do have some hearse issues over here right now. So... where's my death care in this vicinity? It is just over there. I think the problem with these parish churches is the processing rate is not as quick as you would like. So I'm thinking we might need to maybe... we could actually build one over here, a little, you know, cemetery or crematorium or something like that. So I don't actually have an actual crematorium. We have to unlock it. So healthcare, crematorium. And we've got this one. We've also got the French one. We'll go with this one. I'm going to come off... I just like coming off on roads, don't I? Alright, come off just there. And I will place it just down the corner. It's all dependent on how big these buildings are. So that's the extra section there. And oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay, switch this up. Forget everything I just said. Let's just have it connect directly to the road. And then can I reposition the whole building there? Right, that's 10 times better. Right, add some trees in. All right, there we go. Trees in the building. We got a better crematorium for... And I'm only going to utilize it for you. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we'll just go there. If I need it anywhere else, I'll extend it to another area. I'm not 100% sold on all that, to be honest with you. It's an industrialized road. It's slightly out of the way, the crematorium, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense for it to be there. But those issues have since long gone anyway. Right. Traffic has escaped nicely. I didn't really see any issues, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really paying attention. But that seemed to have... This junction seemed to be doing the job. It seems to be doing the job, boys. So that's pretty good by me. Right, let's add some more residents over here then. So we've got loads of demand all over the place. And let's see what we can do. So we're going to go for some... Let's do some mixed housing next. That will be quite nice to implement. And we'll do a... Alright, a couple of different variations of building there for the mixed zoning. Oh, hello. We're now a large city. I'll do the same over here as well. So if I went like that. Trying to do a few different designs. Which will give us a few little gaps there. To which we could maybe throw in like a little road connection. We'll make it feel like there's a road connection there. And then we'll drop down some trees and whatnot. But mainly road connectivity like that. So it adds a little bit of design. Right, there's some space here for trees. There we go. There's some space down here for trees down the back of it. Space down there for trees. There's always space for trees, boys. Always space for trees. Right. Very good. Very good there. So, not too big of a building. It is mixed, so you get a bit of commercial thrown in as well. That is pretty handy. Now, we'll go southwest of taller density buildings. Again, I don't want too many of these, so you've got to be a bit careful with how you implement it. Alright, keep it smooth. Right, should have a few different variations of design there kicking in. And then we want to go back to low density as well. So, southwest low density. And start doing some nicer variations of house. Get a couple squeezed in there. Not bad, not bad. I'll get a few more fools moved in. And then drop down a couple of trees in the back. Do the little nook and crannies there. People are now moving in. You can see them all entering from the highway. And I think we need to implement some parking. Which, that multi-story is way too big. So we might need to drop in underground car park there. underground car park there. This is multiple car parks right now we're dropping in. Doesn't provide too many spots, but it's all handy. Now, we don't really have any public transport here apart from the train line. That's maybe something that we have to look towards in the future. But can I get a little bit more of that high-density southwest zone in? Just here, against the car park. And then we're going to do more sprawling of low density over here. I think this town's going to be a long work in progress. I think it is. I think it is. Now, we got a school in here, didn't we? It's over here, isn't it? The Southwest Elementary. Yeah. Oh, how is the school over here now looking? That is very busy. So I could add another annex building. So if I implemented you here. And let's say I come off there to go up. Another annex building right now. This is a huge schooling area now, isn't it? And then put you there. And then just allow this road to run. Oh, what happened there? To run down. Ugh. Why is it doing that? Is it because my anarchy's on? Right, instead, I'm going to do a little walkable path. Like that. Drop some nice trees down. And then we've got a little bit of space to work with, so I might throw in just a small bit of commercial. And that fills that area up there quite nice. And the school in general has already filled the capacity. Like, yikes. I mean, there is a lot of people living here, don't get me wrong. But I think we might need an alternative variation for schooling. So, way too big. UK style, probably too big over here. Small elementary, provides 400 students. See, that's not bad. And the problem is, where do I throw it in? I know we got that one there. But implementing a smaller school over here is not a bad idea. Operating districts. You and you. I've got an extension wing. I've also got a gymnasium. Oh my goodness me, these are massive. Right, put the extension wing at the back there. The gymnasium attached there. Right, that's incorporated quite nice in that little section. So that does work out. Now, we'll put some residential around it. Or do I? I might not, actually. I might just fill it with trees. Before I drop a tree down, that's like a football field just there. So I put the tree there instead. And one just there. And how quick did I fill this up? So that would hopefully take on the overspill from this elementary school. Well, at least that's what you're thinking it's going to do, isn't it? At least that's what we think it's going to do right now. But not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Right, trains are leaving. Trains are entering. No one's really been held up. Everyone's going in the right directions. Seems to be working. Seems to be working. It's interesting how they go all the way to the station, though, to kind of do the switch around. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Right, how's my paths looking? Anyone utilizing them yet? Is anybody walking? I mean, it is quite early still. Right. The morning rush hour is now kicking in. The morning rush. I still feel like this might still be slightly an issue. But at least we're able to funnel out 2 vehicles at once. So it's better than what it was before. Don't get me wrong. You could argue there's still a slight issue here. It is a little bit better than before. Kind of. But what I think I might need to do then is maybe sort out the lane connections on the roundabout to dictate who uses what lane. But, I mean, once the traffic is died down a bit, it all flows through. There's a couple of traffic lights that they've all got to get through on this because of the amount of junctions that I placed in. You know what I mean? So, maybe getting rid of traffic lights could be a good option. Let me see. I mean, the traffic's dying down anyway here. So get rid of them traffic lights just to there. That'll just kind of keep us continually flowing. And then that's all the backlog it is. That's literally all it is. But if I could tell the lanes what they actually do, rather than all being straight on, if my very, very left lane, was just a straight and left lane, and the other ones were dedicated right ones, that could also solve a bit of issues as well. So I might need to install a couple of extra mods. But other than that, boys, things are going well, apart from the fact that the garbage here is piling up. Is someone going to come and collect the garbage, guys? What happened here with the garbage? A few cars now parking over here. Garbage is okay, though, isn't it? Yeah. I just probably need more facilities. Over here, we're looking pretty good, right? Still? Yes. And money's flowing in. Yes. Services. So, fees, that will be from parking, right? Is the fees from parking? My budget's super low here, isn't it? On road. I think we can put our budgets back to 100% now, by the way. Electricity, we're earning so much cash back from electricity. Water and sewage, we are not really exporting any of it, so maybe we should take a look at potentially exporting it. Where should I? Right, I'm gonna set it up so we are exporting it. So that should give me some additional revenue as well, as we now can potentially export it. Healthcare. I'm gonna put my healthcare budget back to normal. Might as well invest the pennies. Garbage is all good. Are we now exporting this? Yeah, no? Education, fire and rescue, police, transportation, parks. Put that back to 100%. Communications, landscaping. Right. I'm not sure why we're not exporting sewage and water stuff. We'll have to see on that one. We'll have to see. But budgets are back to normal now. Budgets are back to normal. So, we're no longer surviving. We are officially now thriving. And unemployment, 14%. I don't think we'll ever win on that one. So, we've got a bit of space here, boys, to build a lot more forestry areas. Let's go. Right, at some point, I've got to finalize Sycamore Woods. Because I'm getting sick of Sycamore Woods not being complete. We got a lot more work to do. But utilities are nicely set up anyway. Beautiful little area over there. Traffic is now so much better. This junction is amazing. I don't care what anyone says right now. Right, it fits my briefs. Perfect. and it actually works. So, until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.